Hey MetaFam, Peeweezo here. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to jump into the wonderful world of Metazoo and eBay. Thought it'd be a fun video to just talk about the different market trends that Metazoo has been going through and just going through the booster box prices specifically because there are a lot of promos. We might see a few of them and discuss as we're scrolling through, but our main search is going to be focused on the Kickstarter first edition and second edition main set booster boxes. None of what I'm going to be mentioning today should be considered financial advice, as well, I don't have any financial background. But that doesn't mean we can't go through the secondary market trends together. I do, however, have experience in my day to day life dealing with calculated risks, and what is the TCG investment market if not speculation and assessing risk on your own investments? But the first order of business is if anyone from the Metazoo team is watching this right now, please get Metazoo on the front page of the collectible card games and accessory page from eBay, because right now there's only Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, etc, 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 but no zoo to be seen. So let's go and look at the Kickstarter Cryptid Nation booster box prices first. So what I do equate these Kickstarter boxes to is, so if you've been in the Pokemon market, I would consider the Kickstarter ones to be the same as the first edition base set, the first edition Cryptid Nation boxes to be the Shadowless base set, and the second edition Cryptid Nation boxes to be the same as the Unlimited base set. Could be controversial, but that's just my take on it. So let's go through the active listings first. So you'll see that the prices actually vary quite a bit. And the prices are in Canadian dollars. This is ebay.ca, so there's a C in front of it. Like I mentioned in previous videos, the exchange rate pretty much is $1 USD. It equals to $1.26 or $1.27 Canadian now. So just divide this number that you see here by 75%, and that should give you around the USD pricing. So you'll see here, so these ones will be, so this one has bids on it. So the Cryptid Nation Kickstarter, $8,245. This one's going for a bit higher for $10,200. And the reasoning you'll see these type of listings in the Canadian site is because this is actually shipping from Canada. So when it doesn't say like ship from USA or ship from Australia, it means that it's in the location that you're at. So this means that the USA ones, or even like Australia ones, let's take a look. So this one actually says there's $135 in shipping, and that's not including the import tax as well that you have to pay. So by buying the Canadian version one, you'll likely be saving on a lot of import taxes and also on the shipping fee as well. So this might be worth it for some of the bidders that bidded on this amount, but it is quite a big difference since they're ending around the same time. This is ending in 2 days, 5 hours. This one's ending in 2 days and 1 hour. So it could be one of the reasons why this is higher. Another reason for these box prices to be so different is here's another bid auction one. There's 0 bids on it right now, but this one's selling for $25,000. And the reason is because this one's the Metazoo non-alternating first edition Kickstarter. So if we go into this one, you can see that I'll show you where it is. So you got your generic Kickstarter stamp on the bottom left. You have Metazoo Cryptid Nation. And actually on the bottom of the box, you'll see the sticker that says non-alternating. So what non-alternating pack art just means that the packs in the boxes are stacked in order of the pack art rather than being randomized in the box. There's only 400 non-alternating boxes, Kickstarter boxes out there out of the 2,500 Kickstarter boxes. And what I mean is, so over here, so you'll see that there's 4 booster pack arts. There's Hodag, Babe the Blue Ox, Mothman, and Piasa Bird. So the non-alternating ones will have the pack arts all together inside the box, but the contents inside, they're all the same. So they're all Kickstarter first edition boxes. They'll have the Kickstarter map, all that good stuff. It's just these 400 boxes will have the packs pack arts altogether. So Metazoo collectors, they'll be willing to pay that extra premium just to get these non-alternating boxes. So what we've been looking at are the active listings, which means that these are the active bids that are still going on. And also for these ones, this is buy it out, buy it now. Buy it now just means that you can click on it and then you can only buy it right away. This one doesn't have a best offer button. Some listings will have best offer, which means that you can actually negotiate with the seller as to a price point. But for this one, like the seller is not willing to negotiate on the price. Usually buy it nows will be a bit higher price rather compared to the bidding one, but that could change because biddings usually the prices soar up in the last like 5 to 10 minutes where people start outbidding each other. And so let's now actually go to the sold listings. So sold listings, so on the left side, if you're using your PC, it'll be on show only and you'll see sold items. Don't really click on completed items because completed items includes both sold items and also items that were listed that didn't sell and they technically completed. So if you click sold items, it'll automatically check off completed items as well. And you can see what the actual sold prices, the most recent sold prices of the items are. So for the most recent Kickstarter first edition, you'll see was sold. Today is February 3rd. So the last one that was sold was January 23rd, 2022. And this sold for $12,685 Canadian. And then you see the next one. This one is $10,000 Canadian, just maybe like 2 weeks earlier. And this one is actually just selling the box itself. So just the Kickstarter box itself can be sold for some money. Oh, and plus the map. Oh, here you go. Here's a good example. You see the amounts crossed out here? This means that there was a best offer accepted. So although it was put up for equivalent $158 Canadian, the seller sold it for a lower price. I would say typically, just through my experience, best offer sold is normally maybe like 10 to 20% lower than what the asking price is. And for these ones, you don't really know exactly what it's sold for, but I would say that's a good guesstimate. So another thing to note about sold listings is that they actually only go back 90 days. So anything sold prior to 90 days won't show up on these sold listings. So you'll see the earliest one that's currently available that's shown is November 7th, 2021. So last year. And that sold for 10,909 Canadian dollars. So just looking at the prices of just the sold, it seems to be pretty steady. And compared to the asking prices that we saw earlier, it seems to be hovering around the, I guess, $8,000 to $10,000 USD price for these first edition Kickstarter boxes. This one, so you'll see here, it says results matching fewer words. This means that other first edition boxes, so like Nightfall and first edition Cryptid Nation, non-Kickstarters on the bottom there. Another interesting category, aside from these Cryptid Nation Kickstarter booster boxes, these are considered one of the holy grails of the Metazoo TCG, but there's also the sample cards, sample Metazoo cards, and these are worth quite a bit as well. So you'll see here, actually just a few days ago on January 30th, PSA 10 Grim Reaper sample card, so one out of 100 made, sold for, there it is, Grim Reaper Hollow Sample, sold for 8,000 something Canadian dollars, and you can see here actually 6,850 US dollars. So these are the other holy grails of the Metazoo. And yeah, look at these prices here. Actually, I think the prices maybe went up. Last time I checked, they were sub $1,000 Canadian. Well, of course, Chaos Crystal, which is the equivalent of Black Lotus in Magic, definitely holds a higher premium than all the other cards. But one other cool thing about the sample cards is that there'll be cards that come from different sets as well. So not just the ones that's been released. Like for this one, old Saybrook's blockheads, you'll see that little symbol on the left. So more than likely this card will be in the UFO set that's coming out later this year. And then, another identifying quality of the sample cards is that they all have black borders compared to your standard red borders that you have on your current Metazoo cards. Now that we've seen some of the sample cards, let's go back and take a look at just the standard first edition Metazoo booster box Cryptid Nation. So these are the let's go to the active listings actually for this. So these are the non-Kickstarter boxes. So let's see. So this one's actually selling both the Nightfall and Cryptid Nation first edition. We just want to see the standard first edition. Here it is. Here's a good example. Metazoo Cryptid Nation first edition booster box sealed. So right now there's 28 bids. There's still 22 hours left, and it's already going for $1,130 Canadian almost. So that's pretty good to see actually. Last time I checked, so maybe around November-ish of 2021, they were going for just $1,000 or like $900 to $1,000, hovering around that point. But there are different price points as well. So let's take a look at the sold listings though, because that's where we can get the actual, more accurate pricing. This one sold for 1,500 Canadian, but there was only one bid. I'd always be kind of wary about these one bid ones because you never really know if it's just one person, just a spur of the moment purchased this, or maybe it could be like an alternate account of the seller that bought it and they're just trying to get the item back type of situation. But for these ones, let's see. So this one was best offer for $1,300, and that was February 2nd. So it was just yesterday. And then there are other ones. United Kingdom, usually the prices will be higher for these because there is less product in the UK compared to Canada and the US of Metazoo for now. And let's keep on going. 1,300, 1,200. So likely actually that first edition box that we saw that was going in the bid for the active listing, that one actually might sell around $1,400 Canadian actually. So that's actually really good to know because the last I checked, it was just hovering around 1,000. So definitely you can tell just through the market trend of this first edition booster box that Metazoo has gained a lot of steam, and there are a lot more people in the hobby, or there's just more people that want the first edition cards now that second edition Cryptid Nation is out, and they want the first edition for their collection. All right, so right now we're actually just seeing the February 2nd prices. Let's scroll all the way down, and actually let's go all the way to the earliest listing, what it sold for. So this is back in November now, November of last year. And there you go. November 13th, 2021, the bid, 38 bids, and it sold for $1,000 Canadian. So you can definitely see there has been a price jump for the first, and there it is, $946. There has been my math's not too good, but I think that's like a 15-20% jump in the price, and it's only been like a few months. Although we can't see the prices prior to November 2021, I do have my original purchase actually of the Metazoo first edition box, and I have it here. It's definitely important to know that if you do get into Metazoo earlier, there's definitely a lot of benefits. And like Mike said in the Discord, Metazoo is still in like the early phases. So definitely not a bad time to get into Metazoo and just buy up some products for your own collection or just keep some as an investor. So I actually bought my box on August 1st, 2021. And that was when Metazoo officially released. And at that time, I purchased it for $309, which is above MSRP. I only found out about Metazoo really from Rudy from Alpha Investment videos, and also there was some chatter in the TCG forums. So I'm definitely glad I got into it earlier than later, because actually when I received the item, from what I remembered, so the $309 price actually went to around like $600. So in just like 2 days, it went double. And I'm just really glad I got the box now, because I'm not too sure if I have the capital to purchase it at the current price. So now that that's out of the way, let's go back to eBay. There we go. And we'll take a look at Nightfall boxes now. Like you'll see some of the prices already there, but let me just type in Nightfall rather than Cryptid Nation booster box. And this is the prices that Nightfall is currently selling for. So one interesting thing to note is that Nightfall boxes were actually selling below MSRP for quite a while, until recently. And that's because in mid-January, Mike Waddell, in the official Metazoo Discord, he did announce that Nightfall will not, I repeat, will not have a second edition like Cryptid Nation. So after that announcement, Metazoo prices went up, I think like $100 something. So let's see the trends. So we'll see, sorry, I scrolled too fast in the beginning. So just the first edition booster box by itself, the latest one sold for $285, $296. That one's for bidding, $303, and then around, so two for $556, which is $200 something. So around the $280 to $300 Canadian price. And if we go actually to early January, so that's still mid-January, that's late January, never mind. So early January, it's actually like $250, $260 Canadian. And if you go even earlier, so when Nightfall actually released back in October, November, so let's go here, 7, so December, it was at $232, $225. So you can see the trend. We're actually even in a trading card game bear market right now, because like Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, pretty much all the card games aside from Metazoo, the prices have been dropping. But as you can see here, the Metazoo prices has actually been going up. So December it was $225, and now it's around 300 sold, right? And now let's actually take a look at the active listings of Nightfall. So active listings, first one we'll see, 285, 266, 304. So you can get into the 300s now, because of the announcement that first edition is going to be the only print of Nightfall. So what I want to show you now is the initial release dip. So what I mean by dip is the price is going to be lower than MSRP whenever a product is initially released. So here, Metazoo second edition now available on Metazoo Marketplace, and you can see that it's being sold for $180 Canadian. And if we go back here, so the MSRP is the manufacturer recommended sales price. So that's what Metazoo recommends the item to be at. So Metazoo second edition Cryptid Nations booster box. And from here, you'll see that the boxes are actually now only being sold for $124 Canadian. So it's actually quite a bit lower than what the MSRP is. And a lot of, so this is just eBay, but a lot of the bigger shops, so the local LGSs, they are actually selling for around this price or even a bit lower, like compared to the 130. Some of them I've seen at like 125 Canadian. But let's say for this one, 114, this is going to be quite a bit lower than the other prices available. So second edition Cryptid Nation released earlier this year, so early January. So it's only been a month now. And the initial release, I think it was at like 150 Canadian. And then now after a month, it's down to 100, just average it, 120 Canadian. But then, mark my words, after another few months, when the product is no longer being released, this will go up in price, just as first edition Nightfall has, and also how first edition Cryptid Nation has as well. Although first edition Cryptid Nation was a bit of an anomaly, where at release it was almost double what the MSRP was. So the official numbers for the different print runs are actually, so I'm just going to scroll through some Metazoo cards, random ones that have been recently sold. So you can see this in the background while I talk about the print runs. So the Kickstarter, like I mentioned earlier, there was only 2,500 booster boxes that were released. And for first edition Cryptid Nation, there was 10 times the amount. So there's 25,000 booster boxes. And in first edition Nightfall, they doubled it again, and that was 50,000 booster boxes. And for Cryptid Nation second edition, so the official numbers that were released is that there was, again, 50,000 booster boxes, but for the US. So a lot has changed since Nightfall and even first edition Cryptid Nation, when they released those sets, is that Metazoo has contacted a lot more distributors in different countries. Like there's universal distribution in Canada, and for Australia, Metazoo also has contacted a distributor as well, and there are a lot more products for them over there too. So it's really great to see Metazoo spreading globally. And also, Metazoo is going to be in Walmart's on February 7th. So just 4 days from now, because there was some distribution issues. It was supposed to release by the end of January, but February 7th is still good. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. This is really exciting. Are you ready for it? So, fresh off the Discord presses, what's this? What do we see here? So today, this was yesterday, so February 2nd, there are Metazoo release event boxes, second edition one, found at Walgreens. So this is in the US. Walgreens in the US is similar to any kind of drugstore. So in Canada, it would be equivalent to Rexall PharmaPlus or Shoppers Drug Mart. And yeah, so Metazoo has made its debut in big box retailers. So I guess Walgreens got it first. And then this is in Illinois, I think. That's what the Discord was saying. So yeah, so if you're in the US, check out your Walgreens. Maybe there's some Metazoo products in there now. I think these ones are a bit different than the standard Cryptid Nation release event boxes. They may have some different promos. Don't quote me on that. It's still really new, and I don't think too many people have gotten their hands on this product yet. But yeah, so really exciting. Metazoo is going mainstream now. You can see people already took a few boxes, maybe one or two over there. And this is only day one, guys. And this has been officially confirmed by the Metazoo team to be legitimate. So it's not like someone brought a lot of second edition release event boxes, found a display case for DVDs or something, and just stuck it on there. This is legit Metazoo. Although it's just a red box, it doesn't have like the Metazoo branding on it. This is the legit product in the legit store. So before I let you guys go, so on the February 7th Walmart release, and so far it seems to be only US Walmarts only, check the impulse aisles. That's where Mike said that they would be at, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were also put in the standard trading card game section. So check both the impulse aisles or the checkout lanes, and also the TCG card section, Walmarts. And with that, if you liked the video, please consider giving it a like. Please subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. And as always, keep on casting, and I'll see you guys next time. Which is what I would say if Metazoo didn't just release the news that the Walmart Metazoo products, as shown over here, is now released in US Walmarts now. I'm Future Peter, recording from February 4th, so the day after when this video was actually recorded. Just wanted to give this update it looks like an amazing product. There's a specific special promo just for the Walmart release. As you can see, it's a Piazza bird over there. And yeah, so go check out your local Walmarts if you are in the US and try to pick one of these up. And something additional is that Metazoo is proud to announce the official partnership with eBay. Since this is an eBay video, I thought it'd be appropriate for it to be in this as well. How about a promo card every time you get a Metazoo card through eBay authentication process, or special Metazoo times eBay Wilderness box? Or how about both? The sky's the limit. More details to follow. So once again, Metazoo team doing some special stuff, this time in collaboration with it one and only eBay. I know I just took a shot at them earlier in this video about Metazoo needing to contact eBay, and they did. What do you know? Well, and with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.